Prayer needs an update. I think Jagex has done a really good job with ways and various different ways that we can go ahead and train the prayer skill. It's no longer just burying bones or putting bones at the altar. Even though that is the more popular way of doing it, we have things such as the ensouled heads, right? Where you can go ahead and basically reanimate dead things and kill them for prayer experience. Or we have the new spells, the demonic offering and the sinister offering spells, where you can turn ashes and basically get prayer experience or bones in that way. But other than that, that's pretty much the only ways people train prayer, right? Majority use the chaos altar in the wilderness, or even gilded altars in the player owned house. The real problem with prayer is the actual use of the skill, right? Now, it is one of the most useful skills in the game in certain scenarios, but pretty much if you look at the prayer skills here, you only have a couple of unlocks, and realistically, like, we only use a couple, right? Like, if you're in the wilderness a lot, you might use protect from item, and then pretty much you'll use all three of the protection prayers all the time. You'll use Eagle Eye all the time, Mystic Might all the time, and then, you know, you would use Piety, or you can go ahead and get Rigor or Augury, but these are expensive prayer scrolls that you're gonna have to buy from the Grand Exchange. Or even if you're an Ironman, you have to do raids in order to get them, so a lot of Ironman don't really have these unless they do a bunch of raids. But here's what the problem is: 77 is the last basically prayer you unlock, right? Even if we click on the prayer skill right here, it's the last thing is 77, right? So pretty much if you got 77 prayer, the only other thing you'd be gaining from this would, you know, be less prayer drain, and that's a topic for a whole nother video on how the prayer drain works. But you know what I mean? If you go to equipment, you know, certain things like take prayer levels in order to wear. This again maxes out at 75. And if we go to the other tab, the only other thing here is you can't use superior dragon bones until you're level 70 prayer. So like I said, 77 is really all you ever will need to get. Now this is the RuneScape 3 page. What the hell is this? Get out of the way. Pretty much my point being is, look at how many different prayers they have. They have a different prayer book that you can even get as well, called the Ancient Curses, right? Now, I don't want this game to turn into RuneScape 3 where we just have so many different types of prayers. But you know, like I said, you pretty much unlock something every couple of levels, and you even have level 99 prayers on this game. Now, I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. I do not want like all of the prayers that RuneScape 3 has. I just think that there should be more to prayer than just level 77, right? Now, like, it's been fine for a long time, and prayer is kind of one of those skills anyways that really only rich players train, or, you know, players that just want to, you know, max or go for 99 prayer. Very difficult to train on Ironman accounts as well and stuff like that. But I really think that prayer definitely needs an update. I don't want like a mini game or a boss that makes it easier to train. I think prayer is pretty good right now. It's kind of like a prestigious skill to go ahead and train, and pretty much rich people have 99, like I was saying, or like it's very difficult to go ahead and get. And I like that about the skill. There's not many skills in the game now that are extremely difficult to go ahead and get, even being an Ironman, because runecrafting just got, you know, a lot easier with the new mini game and stuff like that. But I think there needs to be more prayer content. Now, recently RuneScape was talking about how they were going to take a lot of quests from pre-EOC and just pump them into the game. They had some easy way of like basically going ahead and doing that, right? And at first I was like, oh, more quests, but you know, maybe this wouldn't be so bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Soul Split or Turmoil would fit into this game. Basically, when you finish that quest back in the day, I forget what it was even called. I don't even remember. But you'd get a whole nother spell book, or a prayer book, I guess you could call it. You know how we have multiple different books for magic? You basically switch over your prayer book and you'd have the Ancient Curses. Now these would have the deflect prayers, which would be the same as like the pray for melee and stuff like that. They'd have a whole bunch of other ones in there too, but a lot of people used Soul Split. Now what Soul Split did was very interesting, right? So basically what Soul Split did is, instead of you pretty much deflecting the prayer, you would get the life points back. This would be cool in different types of scenarios. I know for most things that you can just, you know, pray melee and you're fully safe, but there's certain things in the game that this would be very useful in. Or if there's a place where, you know, you wanted to kind of stay forever, right? You could just pretty much use Soul Split. So a lot of people wouldn't want Soul Split to be in this game. And don't even get me started with PKing. There's a whole different meta, I guess, for PKing if those curses came into the game, you'd have different types of account builds and stuff like that. But we also had something like Turmoil, which was just absolutely broken, so good. Pretty much like if you were using Turmoil, you'd be hitting, I think it was like 23% more accurate, 23% more strength. It was just nuts. It must have honestly been higher because that's what like Prifddinas was, or Prifddinas pretty much is right now. I remember Turmoil just being extremely overpowered. I can't even look at what it does on the RuneScape 3 wiki because it's totally different in that game. There's a whole different types of mechanics, right? Now here's the thing as well, like I don't know too much about like the PvP community, and I don't even know if they'd like want this update, but personally I would love to have like soul split and stuff in the game, right? Like I'm kind of the player that likes pretty much every update they've ever made besides the evolution of combat. There's obviously some exceptional ones. I don't like Runespan and all that graphical updates and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. I think it would be cool to expand. The game is growing. It's over a decade old now, and I feel like Ancient Curses would be a nice touch to the game, I guess you could call it. Or if they want to try something, you know, totally brand new too, like maybe they could like pull a different prayer spell book, whatever type thing you want to call it. I think that would be really cool if we just got some more content into prayer, and we could even get ones that would help with skilling. I know RuneScape 3 did this, and I don't want to say we should copy RuneScape 3, but even if we had different prayers that would maybe help with non-combat stuff, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to think of an example. Like maybe you could have one that would boost your mining accuracy, or I don't know, but I think prayer definitely needs an update, and maybe they could even have ways of obtaining the prayer scrolls in other scenarios if they wanted to release something like a prayer boss or a prayer minigame. But yeah, I think it would be definitely a cool update to get, because if you don't have Prifddinas or Augury, it only goes up to level 70, and that's it, man. Like you can get level 70, you're not even at 1,000,000 experience yet, right? And then you're done. The prayer skill, basically, you would never have to train it again if you didn't really want to. So it's kind of a weird little thing that I'm thinking the game needs an update for. I don't know. Tell me your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. I'm totally for anything that they want to go ahead and do. If they want to leave prayer exactly how it is, then that's totally fine. But I think it needs an update, and I want to know your guys' thoughts down below. If you think we should get what we used to have, like the Turmoil and Soul Split, Ancient Curses, or if you think they should maybe add something completely brand new to the game. I don't know. It would be really cool. I think it definitely does need an update though, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I know they're working on a lot of good updates this year, so we might be waiting a long time for new prayers. This guy's going to kill me. Jesus, that guy was so bad. But anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts on prayer, new minigame, new spells, new boss, whatever it might be for prayer. I think it needs an update. Anyways, make sure to smash the like button if you went ahead and watched the whole video. Comment "I got PK'd" down in the comments below. Thank you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.